Back with you. Hey, part two of an interview with DW of Project 63 Band. I hope you've seen part one. This is part two, and we're so excited that DW could join us and talk a little bit about his band and the growth, right? You're in the growth stages.
Oh, yes.
One of the growth things is you're working on, you've done CDs, albums, or whatever, but you're working on a new one. Isn't that right?
Brand new album out. That's everything's been written recently. You're talking 3 months or less, and new materials being added as we speak.
Are you recording that now, or is it out? Are we talking about that? I'd been to the website and it talked the winter, the 2020. Is it out or done, or you're working on it?
One has been recorded loosely. We had a opportunity to record at a home-based studio here in Raleigh.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to Atlantic Coast Recording out of North Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Ed Dennis, he played with Mitch Gill and a lot of different guys. He owns a studio down there. And I'm going to step in there and knock an album out as fast as I possibly can, because it's taken forever to get this album out. You know.
Well, how long have you lived in the Triangle? You've been here?
I've been here for around 9 years.
Okay. Have you already attached to some getting out and enjoying your family, or getting out and enjoying local music? Have you enjoyed some local bands?
I certainly have. I certainly have.
Who have you seen?
Of course, the Embers. You know they're huge up here. We love them. Our family loves them. We've seen them. I've seen Mostly Crew, Siren.
Okay, the Motley Crue.
Yeah, the Motley Crue
tribute band. Mostly Crew, right?
Ashley LaRue at Tibbetts.
Okay.
Tommy Red from Nantucket. I've seen him recently, and it's just really, really cool bands that are in the area. High energy and lots of really good songs that they're putting out.
Okay. Now, you do this full time with the band and all the other music interests, or how do you pay your bills?
Well,
how does your wife and family
I
demand?
do have a day job, but I try to juggle the day job and working with the band and family life. I try to put it all in there, and I make it happen somehow.
Okay.
But yeah, the music business is tough. You got to play all the time.
Do you do something around music during the week, or is it totally different?
I play every day, and I'm always writing and trying to record every single day, every night.
Okay. Well, you mentioned before, but what does a typical set list look like for Project 63?
Sure.
What's some of that diagram?
Sure. Black Crowes, Rolling Stones, Velvet Underground, which was Lou Reed. Lots of very unique 70s and 60s and 70s bands, and 90s. Some are obscure, like the Faces, Rod Stewart, remember the Faces?
Right.
Just so much really good music out there that's vintage. You don't hear it a lot, but we're playing it, and so you'll have to. We're keeping Project 63. It's kind of a secret. We want you to come out and check out what we've got to offer. I think you're going to really be interested in what we're doing.
It is amazing, as much as we follow music, just enjoying a band, but again, there's so much music out there and available, just in terms of the design of a set list. And I don't know, it seems like our head puts us in this trip and says like, oh, we're finished. We've heard everything. We certainly haven't heard every song.
That's right.
And then you get introduced to a new band, Project 63 or whatever, and you hear their set list and you're like, wow, I remember that song, but I don't know anybody covering that song or haven't heard it in a long time. And it's true of turning on the radio, right? Station after station after station, enjoying or trying to enjoy and hearing all kinds of genres and all kinds of music. How do you feel about social media, what I'm doing? How do you feel about social media for your band? And I ask people to go to Project 63 on Facebook, like their page. But how do you feel about what we're doing with social media or not doing with local music? I mean, gosh, it is such a big giant.
Social media is a necessity right now. I mean, for bands and the business itself. You reach so many people so quickly. They get a taste of what you're playing, what you're all about, really quick. I think it's a necessity. You have to have it. It's something that's required nowadays if you're a musician or even a entrepreneur.
Right. Hey, what of give us a taste? You're always planning, you're always booking more gigs, but where have you played in the Triangle? and maybe you have a few dates or a couple of dates in the near future or in the fall, winter.
We've been doing some private events, some larger private events, and we're currently playing at Abbey Road.
Abbey Road. Now they have a couple of locations.
In Apex. Mm-hmm.
In Apex, Abbey Road.
Fuquay. And playing Fuquay on November the 29th.
Okay.
January the 4th will be at Chef's Palate.
Cary, right?
Cary.
That nice restaurant.
We'll be at Tippett's Mill on January the 11th. Doherty's, I think we're going to be there the following months.
Now you were telling us before the interview, even Tippett's Mill near Zebulon, is actually a 40-year-old general store. Is that the concept?
It was a general store since 1943.
Oh man,
it's an old mill pond, and it's just a very unique location. Tommy Red from Nantucket plays there. A lot of big musicians play there. And
now, are you playing on aisle 3 or how?
Probably. I think
they've made some space next to the shovels.
Probably in the closet over there somewhere,
But they do have some creative space.
Yes, they've got a nice little space for the band set up, and then in the spring they have a huge stage set up right on the pond.
Right. Well, I imagine one of your goals is to get more gigs, continue to grow. But in the next 2 years, what are some of the goals, or what do you hope to do?
Well, we get this album out. We're going to really promote it. We're going to hit Asheville, Myrtle Beach, Johnson City, Tennessee, Knoxville, lots of locations, and of course the Triangle mainly. I mean, that's our main goal, is to build our fan base for the future.
Right, makes sense, and I hope maybe we can help looking at part 1 interview and part 2 interview. And let me ask you this: after a gig, the band, or is there any creative, fun party stories you can tell me? But most importantly, at 3 a.m. in the morning, what do you do and what do you eat? What's the favorite food?
Wow. Well, usually it's the fried foods, not supposed to eat it, but we always jump into the chicken wings, the cheese sticks, stuff that we're not supposed to be eating. But it's awesome at 3 in the morning. And probably the biggest venue we've ever played, or the most fun, was at a place called McCats out of North Myrtle Beach, and we recorded a live album there. And we actually... it was a heck of a show. We had some of the dancers from the local clubs on both sides of the stage for this one after 3 o'clock. So it was, and this was a 3 o'clock gig, so that was probably my most memorable show of all time.
Now, did you say, was that in Myrtle Beach?
That was in North Myrtle Beach, yes.
Understood maybe. A little combination of music, golf, and the club next door. Or down the street.
Yes.
So, but yes. And you've already mentioned Abbey Road, the grub food and just good food. We got so many places that. Did you know we have a food page too, DW? NC Good Eats. You got to check that out too. We like to push the combination of great music and great food, because oftentimes they have to work together. Oh, don't forget the drinking, the great drinks, and so forth. But I appreciate you, DW. Project 63. Thanks for being with me today.
Much.
I want to send you home, and you have given $3 to the cause, the North Carolina nonprofit. The nonprofit name is actually Love Local Music. I couldn't go wrong there, right? Love Local Music, and then we got lots of tools under there, such as Facebook, Instagram, and the new website. On Facebook, it's 2 places, 2 pages, a group page and the main page, Bands and Clubs of the Triangle. Make sure you like it. Make sure you visit Project 63. There's also a website where they can learn more about the band Project 63 and a sampling of some of the music through the years, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Through the years, correct. And that's always updated or trying to get there
constantly
with new material. But thank you, DW of Project 63, for being here. Pass this along the line. And hey, share it, love it, we appreciate it. And hey, thank you so much for loving local music. Bye-bye. Hey, take care.